Hello and welcome to another video in multi-user Python Jupyter Notebook course series for generative AI, ML and data science collaboration by techlatest.net. So far we had covered a lot of things like course overview and objectives, like what are the course overview and objectives. Then we had cover overview of generative AI and LLM capabilities in Jupyter, like chat UI capabilities, AI magic commands. Then we had cover setup installation of Jupyter Python Notebook on AWS cloud, GCP cloud. And then in this video, we'll talking about setup and installation of Jupyter Python Notebook on Azure Cloud. Basically, how to set up and deploy Jupyter Python Notebook on Azure Marketplace and like Azure Cloud, and search about Jupyter Python Notebook on Azure Marketplace. Then step-by-step instruction for installing Jupyter Hub to best facilitate collaborative environments, hands-on demos, exercise, learn best practices for leveraging Azure infrastructure to optimize AI, ML, and data science workflows. So let's move to browser. So go on techlatest.net website. Then you can find about the Python Jupyter Notebook here. So go on product and support page, and then search about Jupyter Python Notebook here, and you can find this. Then what we have to do in this video, we're talking about Azure deployment guide. So click on this Azure deployment guide. So how to get multi-user Python Jupyter Notebook for AI ML on Azure guide. Like this section describe how to launch and connect to multi-user Python Notebook for AI ML in Azure. So yep, you can find this guide on our website. You can check it out this also, and here you can find all the things regarding like how setup and installation of Python Jupyter Python Notebook for AI ML on Azure. So what we have to do next, click on this button. This will redirect to you on Microsoft Azure Marketplace and on VM, like multi-user Python Jupyter Notebook VM by techlatest.net. So you can find about here about the overview of multi-user Python Jupyter Notebook, plans and pricings, ratings and overviews. So you can check it out that also. Then click on what we have to do next. After this, click on get it now. Okay, so I have already signed up with my email ID and credentials. So if you don't have account on Microsoft Azure, then create with the options here. Like here you can see the sign up option are also there. If you already have account then on Microsoft Azure, then log in with your credentials. So I'm already logged in with my credentials. So what we have to do next, like select a resource group for a virtual machine. So after this, click on create button, and then you have to select a resource group for your virtual machine. I'm creating new. Okay, so what we give any name to our resource group. So Jupyter Python Notebook. Okay, Jupyter Python. Okay, and click on OK. So yep, here you can see that a new resource group is also created. Now what we have to do next, give your virtual machine any name. So mm, I'm all giving name Jupyter Python AIML. This is our VM name. Okay. Then what we have to do next, select a region where we want to launch the VM, such as US East. Okay. I've already selected the region. You can select from this drop down. Next, what we have to do, availability option. This is not an like compulsory option, so you can skip this also. So then availability zones. So what we have to do next, okay, you can also skip this like zone 1, zone 2, or zone 3. You can select any zone. Now what we have to do next, this is the security group. Okay, so this is one of the most important point. Here you can select standard. For example, if I go on my website and check out the guide, so you can find like something here. Note, if you see that image is not compatible with the selected security group, to keep trusted launch virtual machine, select a compatible image. Otherwise, change your security type back to standard. Error message below the image name as shown in the screenshot below. Then please change the security type to standard. So we recommend you use security type as standard security type. Okay. So yep, what we have to do next. Yes, this is done. Then select security type is a standard. Then uh, you after this, what we have to do next? Uh, Optionally changing the number of cores and memories, that depends on you. And then select the authentication type as password and enter username as Ubuntu and password of your choice. Okay, so give password Ubuntu, then yes, and create password here. So yep, our password and username is done. This step is done. Now what we uh like now what we have to do next? Go on disk option. Okay, go on disk option, next disk option, and optionally change the network and some network names. We show that whichever network you specify has 20, ports 22 for SSH, 33809 for RDP, and 80 for HTTP expose. Okay, so what we have to do next? First, you can select OS disk size, that is already image default 40 GB. Now OS disk type. So we have take standard HDD. Okay, standard HDD. Next, what we have to do after this, you can see a lot of things here. Like if you want to create attach a new disk, then you can also do that. And if you want to attach an existing disk, then you can also do that. So what we have to do next? We are we are moving to next option, that is networking. So here you can see uh, virtual network is the new Jupyter Python AI/ML VNet. Okay, we have created in basics option, that is new Jupyter Python resource group, and then networking. In networking part, virtual network is new Python Jupyter AI/ML VNet. Then you can see subnet is our by default. Okay, then public IP is new Jupyter Python AI/ML IP. You can also create new, and you can also create new virtual network. Now what we have to do next? This is done from my optionally go to management, advanced, and tag tabs for any advanced settings you want for VM. Okay. Uh, so yep, that's all for VM. And yes, next review, and click on review plus create, and after this you can see that validation is passed. Now what we have to do, click on create. So you can see the message here, like initializing deployment resource group Jupyter Python, and initializing deployment is started. So you can also see that some submitting deployment is also done. Okay, so you can also see that message that deployment in. So your deployment is succeeded. So what we have to do, go to resource, and you can find all the things here, like you can find about the VM details. So next what we have to do, after creating VM, a summary page displays when the virtual machine is successfully created. Click on go to resource link to go to resource page. It will open an overview of page of virtual machine like this. Then next, in the left navigation pane, select run command. After select uh, run command. So what we have to do next? Select run shell script and enter following command to change the password. I will show you one command. I have to run that command. This is the command sudo echo ubuntu your password, and you can also copy this from our website. Okay, so type here and give any password. uh, uh, this password is also used in RDP, remote desktop option. Okay, so yes, I will give the password and run this run click on run option. So like this will set up your password. Yep. So you can see that the output is enable successfully, stayed out and stayed here. So now the password for the Ubuntu user set, you were for the Ubuntu user is set. You can connect to the VM desktop environment from any local Windows machine using RDP or local Linux machine using Ramina. So to connect using RDP via Windows machine, first note the public IP address of the VM from the VM detail page. Okay, so go on your VM detail page and find about the public IP address. So you can see here you can find about the public IP address. Copy this public IP address. Now next, what we can do, then from like your local machine, go to start menu and search for RDP. If you are a Windows user, then search for RDP, that is remote desktop connection. And if you are on a Linux user, so search for Ramina in Linux case. Okay, so I am on a window, I am on a Windows, so like I am using RDP for connection. And if you are a Linux user, then you use Ramina. So paste the IP address here and then click on connect button and click on yes. So you can see that our remote desktop connection is started now. Okay, so like basically this will connect you to the VM desktop environment. Provide the username, example Ubuntu. Okay, our username is Ubuntu, and the password which we will set up in run shell script run shell script. Okay, so give that password and click on OK. So it will take some time to start the VM. Yes. So you can see that our VM is started on like remote desktop connection RDP. Like our remote desktop connection is started. So you can find a lot of things here like trash file system. Like basically now you are connected to out of the box multi-user Python Jupyter notebook for AI ML environment via Windows machine. Okay. So I'm also saying again, if you are a Linux user, then use Ramina in case of Linux. Okay, so now you are connected out of box multi-user Python Jupyter notebook for AIML environment. We are with a Windows machine, and if you are a Linux user, then use Ramina. Then what we have to do next, like the Jupyter, the notebook is available on the same public IP you use for remote desktop and accessible via any browser. Just open the browser and type the public IP address, and you get the below is like you will get the Jupyter Hub. Okay, so what we one of the most important thing is that you always make sure that you use HTTP in browser, not HTTPS in the URL. Okay, so we have to do one thing, copy our public IP again and type here HTTP and paste your IP and I'm always I'm saying again, use HTTP, not HTTPS, and hit enter. So you can see that our Jupyter Hub is started. Like you can see username, password. So yep, that's all about this video, and like we will meet in next video and like talking about other things. Yep. So thank you for watching us.